Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at 10 guitar brands that are making interesting, high quality guitars that aren't Fender or Gibson. There's so many awesome brands out there making cool products. So today we're going to feature 10 of my favorite. Now the only caveat for today's video is we're going to eliminate, the really high-end guitars. So these guitars have to be, similarly priced to, Gibson or Fender or cheaper. Okay, so that's our criteria. Let's jump in and check out the first brand. All right, brand number one, and I think the most mainstream of the whole bunch. Yes, it's PRS, and specifically PRS SE. I've owned a few of them, and I've always been impressed with these models, but PRS in general has got a great reputation for quality control. They've got a lot of models to choose from, and the price tier. You've got the core model up high that would compete directly with Gibson, and then you've got, the S2s, which are a little bit more affordable, and then the overseas models, which are the SEs. And this model in particular, I really love. It's the hollow body SE, so it's an expensive guitar, but not nearly what a core model would be. And quality control's great on these. Build quality is great as well. So brand number one to consider if you're kind of in that Fender Gibson price tier, but you're not sure you want to pay the premium, on the headstock. First brand is PRS SE, and PRS in general, really. They make awesome guitars. Let's go on to brand number two. All right, brand number two is Dangelico. These guys are making some of the most interesting guitars out there. Specifically, their solid body guitars, really interesting shapes. They always have fun and interesting color combinations like this matte powder blue with gold hardware, torque guard, staircase tailpiece. Very beautiful and interesting guitars. Very ornate headstock. So what do I like about Dangelico? Well, they're made in Korea, so there's some savings there for sure. Even the most expensive ones are quite a bit cheaper than Gibson. They do have two tiers. I like that as well. There's a high, they're high-end models, and then they're more entry-level models. And like I said, all their guitars just have an interesting vibe. So if you're looking for something like this, which would be similar to a Gibson, there's savings to be found there. And as most guitars made in South Korea, very well made. So great tones. They all use like high-end Seymour Duncan pickups. This one has 2 rows of 3, so split and full. So there's kind of like a 6-way switch there. Really cool. I love that because if you want your neck split, you just put it forward and you can go up and down just by flicking the toggle. So some interesting electronics, but overall, they make really interesting and fun guitars. They're well made, so yeah, check out Dangelico. Brand number 3 is, of course, Schecter, some of the best value guitars out there. Now, Schecter does have a USA custom shop that would compare more directly with Fender or Gibson, but these guitars made in South Korea offer some of the best value out there. The features, the pickups, stainless steel frets, all these different options, and for between, $750 up to about $1,400. So exceptional value on these guitars. This is the PT series on one hand, which is their T-style guitar, and then of course the Solo 2, which is more the Les Paul style guitar. Both really great guitars, but as I mentioned, the number of guitars in various price tiers is staggering. So they offer something for everybody. I've played a couple of the Indonesian guitars, not a lot of them, but these ones made in South Korea, I think strike a really good balance between quality control, features, and price. So there you go. If you're looking for sort of a great deal on a high quality guitar, Schecter really fits the bill. Brand number 4 that are making high quality, interesting guitars that are not from Fender or Gibson. I think you guys recognize these headstocks. Yes, it is Musicman and their budget line Sterling. Now, I've owned a few Sterlings over the years, and I've always been very, very impressed with, the build quality and the experience. And of course, I played on a Musicman for about a decade before I had my YouTube channel. So I know these guitars intimately, very, very well. And yeah, I love these guitars. Again, they're making interesting, body styles and shapes. They've really committed, Musicman specifically, to doing artist models and stuff. So you always get some really, really interesting guitars. This is their Silhouette anniversary model. Beautiful, beautiful guitar. Absolutely, stunning, lightweight. Great, I think, DiMarzio pickups in this one, and I can vouch for the trem system. Of all the guitars out there, other than like locking nut systems, Floyd Rose kind of things, the Musicman trem stays in tune. You can do everything to these guitars, and I set all of mine up to float, and that's because of the design of the headstock. It's a very, very short pull, no string trees, straight through the nut. excellent design. And same thing with the Sterlings. You guys have seen this particular model on my channel. So they make, traditional S-style guitars. The Petrucci models specifically are very, very popular and well made. The Majesty and his other ones. So yeah, Musicman. If you're looking for a great guitar, if you need an affordable price, go Sterling. Great guitars. If you can spend the USA money, you are going to end up with an insanely beautiful lifetime guitar. So check out Musicman. Now, guitar brand number 5 that may fly under the radar is Godin guitars. Now, being based in Canada, I've played on a lot of Godins over the years, and I had students bring them in when I was teaching full-time, so I know these guitars quite well. This is the first one I've personally owned though, and it's a beautiful instrument. So what are the advantages of Godin guitars? Well, they're made in Canada, so they're going to be high quality and made in an ethical plant and all those kind of things, so that's worth something for sure. And they have, again, a good diversity of price ranges and models. So there's something for everybody. So this is a brand that maybe, you wouldn't consider if you're looking for a Les Paul. Obviously this style is a Les Paul style, but they have lots of different, single coil models as well, sort of S style and T style models. So they have a little bit of everything. It's going to be a brand that, not a lot of people have, but they really do their due diligence to make interesting and high quality instruments. So if you're looking for something like this, check out Godin. Brand number 6 is Vola guitars. Yes, if you're hankering for a little bit of that Fender tone, but you don't want to pull the trigger on a Strat or a Tele because, well, everybody has one. These made in Japan guitars are super high quality. They'll save you a few bucks over the equivalent Fender, and you get locking tuners. You get all the sculpted heel joints and stuff like that, and the contours. It's lightweight, it's ergonomic, and like I said, if you're jonesing for a little bit of that Fender tone, well, this neck pickup is very chimey and very vintage sounding, and the bridge, you can have it as a humbucker or a single coil. So great options there. Very unique styling on the body. So like I said, if you're kind of, getting that Fender bug, but you don't necessarily want to pull the trigger on one, this is a great way to go. So as I mentioned, made in Japan, really high quality. Vola makes great guitars. Brand number 7 is Charvel. Now, Charvel is owned by Fender, but these guitars are unlike any Strat or Tele. Now, this particular model is sort of a souped-up T-style guitar. It's got 24 frets, all sorts of sculpting on the heel, very lightweight, very ergonomic, roasted maple neck, locking tuners, Fishman Fluence pickups with a bunch of different, voicings, all for what, like $100 more than the equivalent Fender Strat or Tele. So there is some incredible value from Charvel. And again, what I like is they've got all sorts of models. Most of them are kind of like super Stratty type models, but all sorts of different models and finishes and different price ranges as well. This one was made in Mexico, so it's kind of like the lower end one. And I bought this one just sight unseen. My wife was traveling to a different part of the country. I saw this one online, so I was like, pick it up. I'm just going to roll the dice, take a chance, and I'm glad I did. What an incredible guitar. So if you're looking for, more of that, S-style, T-style guitar, but with like souped up ergonomics, pickups, and playability, well, check out a Charvel. Brand number 8 is Novo guitars. Well, actually, Revolta guitars. So these are designed by Novo, and if you guys know Novo guitars, they're very popular right now and super expensive, like incredible instruments. So enter Revolta. These are kind of the budget Novo guitars. So made in South Korea, like a few other brands I've mentioned in this video. So if you're, considering, especially when you look at this particular model, sort of like a Gibson guitar, but you want something completely different, a totally different vibe, yeah, these Revolta guitars are incredible. I love the offset body, the 24 frets, the inlays, the gold hardware. Yeah, 6 inline tuning machines on a guitar like this. It's just got its own vibe to it. So if you're looking for like a Gibson style guitar, but you want to save some coin and get something just a little more unique, a little bit more vibey, well, check out Revolta. Brand number 9, making high quality, interesting instruments is, you guys recognize this headstock? If you don't recognize this guitar, you will in a second. It's Zamatis. Yes, such an interesting guitar. The top is completely metal and etched. It's lightweight. It's beautiful. It's made in Japan. Locking tuners, ebony fingerboard. Just a really interesting and cool guitar. Nothing like it out there. And they do other models as well, but of course this is sort of like a Les Paul style guitar. A little bit thinner on the waist there, of course. But yeah, just a beautiful instrument, like exquisite, as most guitars made in Japan are. And as you guys know, I'm a huge sucker for those guitars. So anyway, Zamatis makes some really interesting guitars. Not all of them have metal tops, but you know, the rich history of this brand goes back to like the 60s. So anyway, yeah, if you're considering, you know, a Les Paul style guitar, but you're maybe not wanting to pull the trigger on a Gibson or whatever, these are less expensive than a Gibson Les Paul standard and definitely have a vibe completely unlike anything else. And as I mentioned, yeah, great sounding pickups, all the electronics super high end, made in Japan. Yeah, just such an interesting guitar. Love it. And finally, brand number 10 that is not Fender or Gibson, but are making cool, interesting, and high quality instruments. Well, here I gotta give a shout out to Gretch. Now, Gretch is owned by Fender, just like Charvel is owned by Fender, and I do own a couple Electromatics, great guitars, but in the past I've owned a Projet and a 6118 Anniversary, fantastic guitars, and if you're looking for sort of a Gibson-esque guitar, but with its own complete vibe, check out a Gretch, awesome guitar. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. Now, brand number 10 is a smaller brand. I also want to, you know, highlight some of these guys as well. They don't have huge marketing budgets like Fender or Gibson. So here we go, Valiant guitars. So check this thing out. Unlike anything else I've played before, with the clear pick guard, with the pickups, the Trinity inlays, adjustable brass nut, locking tuners. Even on the backside, we've got metal cavity covers, you know, CTS pots, high quality parts and everything. Just a really, really cool guitar. So if you're looking for like a super strat guitar, yeah, check out Valiant. Now, it should be said, none of these brands know I'm doing this video. Nobody paid me to say anything, just so that you guys know. These are just brands that I have owned or have come through the studio that I think are really good. So if you want something different from Fender and Gibson, and you kind of want to be assured that the guitar is good and it's high quality, well, check out some of these brands I've mentioned. As I said, I will link to them in the video description below if you want to check out their models, their pricing, their specs, all that stuff is down there. So other than that, if I missed any of your favorites, let me know in the comment section below. Just drop it down there and say, you know, this is a cool guitar that's, you know, unlike anything else on the market. It's, you know, made by a great manufacturer with a good track record and all that kind of stuff. So let me know in the comments section below. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We got lots of great content lined up for you guys. Other than that, have yourself a great day. Take care.